Well, Henshaw here again, constitutional kook headquarters. And not surprisingly, and frankly, I thought it would happen before this, that idiot Biden has now come out with executive orders for mandatory COVID vaccines, which gives the whole thing away as if we didn't already know that it was federal regional martial law rule. This stupid bastard. And the office of president, by the way, is even more vacant than just intellectually over the last few months. Um, thinks he can issue executive orders as commander in chief of the armed forces. And I'm willing to bet you most of you people out there and viewers aren't even enlisted in the army, are you? How the hell are they doing this? You can find out. Send me an email, you win in court at gmail.com for information about my modestly priced document package that explains everything that's going on and has been for arguably 160 years. Now, the good news about this, and there is some, is with the 9/0 park scheduled to return in about 3 weeks, we may see some big changes there given what happened in their last term. I've talked about that in videos. I'll do some more later, but it's not a subject matter for this discussion. What is if Biden can do this, and even with the democratically controlled Congress in both houses, well, it's 50-50 in the Senate, but still, you would think in order to get the big key four words for us here, the consent of the governed, you would have to have laws enacted like this, which Congress would be without power to do, even if they were 100% in session, and they're not. Matter of fact, there are those that say Congress has been sine die since 1861, and they may have a strong point here. Especially the 38th and 39th Congresses after the war between the states. And you had Congresses there that didn't have any representation in the southern states, and they should have had that happen. A lot of this BS War Powers Act crap, like the Reconstruction Act, doesn't even get proposed probably, and certainly not enacted by a Congress that represented all of us, we the people. So therefore, they leave it to Biden with an executive order, and he's daring people to come forth and challenge him. And guess what, you stupid bastard? I'm going to take you up on it. Even in your corrupt courts, this is so far out there. The government can tell you what to do with your children, and this is one reason I don't have any and haven't had a family. Whose kids are they and why? What the hell is going on here? It's bad enough to try to tell us our own persons, adults, who are presumably 100% competent and can make decisions like this on our own. I mean, especially with the fake COVID pandemic. A lot of BS going on here. Not to say certain things haven't occurred. There have been some unfortunate deaths and this, that, and the other. There's no two ways about that. But it's not anything close to a pandemic. It's very convenient for the New York bankers to keep their federal military government in power. That's the real bottom line here. They need one emergency after another, and they've had them for at least the last almost 90 years. That's what keeps it going. See Senate Report 93-549, Essays on Emergency Powers. You'll get a lot of excerpts from that, when you request my document packets, or send me an email, you-win-in-court@gmail.com. And this is now so important. When he said take them up on it, we're going to do it. And you can help. I'm now preparing and we'll have ready to go next week. And it should be on the desk of the 9/0 parks before they get back from summer vacation. An unprecedented class action, non-statutory federal writ of habeas corpus, to protect all of us unvaccinated people from these clearly unlawful, nay, treasonous acts of all official actors in government, whether in Washington, D.C., whether in your quote unquote state, or wherever the hell they are. I think they finally overextended themselves here. And I think the justices have recognized as much, going back to my videos about Texas v. California, and not even filing documents in cases like that one and the one with the quote unquote election last November. And there was about 7 or 8 states involved with Texas that tried to do it. And not only did the Supreme Court deny it, there's a 7-2, what looks like a 7-2 dissent by Scalia and Thomas, saying that all equals all here. We have to file these documents. And just today, Stephen Breyer has come out and said he thinks that decision not to file documents was terrible. That may be a real big indication the light is beginning to come on there. And if he switches even partially from the liberal he has been to a conservative vote, that makes it even tougher for you, Joe Biden. What are you going to do? Appoint judges to the Supreme Court with an executive order? You son of a bitch. Even FDR didn't attempt that, and he had significant majorities in both houses of Congress, and they left him on the court packing plan. Not only is that what should happen here, you should leave office. Hopefully, with any luck, they get the election declared void, and you wouldn't have been president anyway. You know, that's not as good a shot as it was maybe 90 days ago, but it's still not impossible. Not a subject matter for this video, however. What we want to do is get our own writs in there. And this one is so important that, with requests for information about my document packets, I'm going to provide you, for $25, a version of my non-statutory writ going to the U.S. Supreme Court and a template writ that you can use to file in a local court that will have this writ enclosed with it. So it'll be part and parcel of the writ you present, and they're going to see, number one, it's going to the U.S. Supreme Court. Number two, whoever the hell wrote it knows what he's talking about. And that's what I get: 5 decades of intense, passionate, and independent study of the Constitution, history, and laws of the United States. They didn't teach me either in high school. I was so ignorant 50 years ago, I volunteered into the Vietnam War at the height of the Tet Offensive. Oh, how's that for? That's embarrassing even to say it. But as I said in my videos, my mom put a course on the Marine Corps and got me off. I only served 3 hours active duty there. Interesting story for another video. But that said, we have to stop this. If we can't stop it with this issue, it may be beyond all hope. And if that's the case, and I'm speaking to you, John Robertson, justices of the court, and you're going to tell us, number one, there's no constitution or there's no peaceful remedies, whatever ensues is on your shoulders. You have a sworn duty to say what the law is. Marbury, Madison, 1 Cranch, 137. You damn well know that. It'd be nice if you started to do it for the first time in 150 plus years. And it may be that you are ready with any luck. And if we have a 6-3 or 7-2 quote unquote conservative majority, it wouldn't be conservative as in earlier eras, especially with the Four Horsemen. But that said, we have to start reining this crap in. It's either that or it's the end of humanity as we know it. We're the last nation and the only one I think ever been created where we can take it in our own hands and do it. We are in a principal and agent relationship with government. We tell them what to do, not the other way around. We get back to that status, and even that, it won't be perfect. I get that. Compromises are made to bring the United States into existence. It is what it is. The 3/5 and the voting and this, that, and the other. And it's unfortunate, but it wasn't nearly as racist oriented as one would suspect. If you study the issues, you're going to find out, the real situation with that. And you'll learn that from getting my document package too. Send me an email, youwinnincourt@gmail.com. I'll get the information out to you. And with the documents that I just said, and some bonus documents to help get you up to speed so that you get the right perspective on things. And that's a big deal, because with the right perspective, they never would have torn down the statue of Robert E. Lee just a couple of days ago in Richmond, Virginia. God, had that happened when I was growing up, there would have been a mass insurrection there. Now people are so docilely to sit back and take it like nothing in the world happened. But if you're going to do that, I might suggest here that rather than Robert E. Lee, you might want to start out with Martin Luther King. Just like Lee, though, I believe perhaps for the most part, he was acting in good faith. But that doesn't excuse invoking federal, regional, martial law to help destroy all the states and put the federal government in complete control of everything. And T.S. Eliot once accurately opined about situations like this: the last temptation is the final treason, to do the right thing for the wrong reason. Are you listening, Biden, even if you have the power, which you don't? You made a damn fool of yourself, and not for the first time. So we're going to see what we can do here. This issue, I think all of you have gone way too far. Democrats, Republicans in this damn Congress. And by the way, you'll learn getting my document packets. There are 0 qualified members in the House, 0 in the Senate. Nothing remotely related to racial representation, not to mention quorum to do business. We start raising these issues instead of these BS civil rights pieces of crap that don't exist, because we also approved the 14th Amendment. Not only doesn't exist, it never did. Therefore, civil rights ain't. See you later. You're out of there. We don't want you. We don't need you. It doesn't matter who you are. Especially Africans and Asians and Americans. It was never designed to apply to. Free white state citizens. See you later. We have creator endowed inalienable rights. That's where we want to get back to, because if we succeed there, everyone else will have enforceable rights. No, they won't be our political equals. That's not how it works here, unless the Constitution is amended consistent with that document, not in contravention of it. But others will have enforceable rights, not all this BS civil rights crap. I won't even go into it now. I've been into it. And what you get into there is just, wow. It's hard to even contemplate it. But that said, if you want to get involved with this BS COVID mandatory stuff, especially for children and especially under 12, I mean, whose kids are they and why? If the government has that much power, the ball game is over. There are no peaceful remedies. So we'll see how that plays out. So as I said, send me for information, email me, youwinincourt@gmail.com. I'll get you all the documents out that I've discussed, and we can go from there. Meanwhile, subscribe, like the videos, tell your friends, get the word out. The sooner we all start working together on the same page, same issue, same status, and cut out this divide and conquer crap they've been doing for at least 150 years, the quicker we get these bastards off our backs. Thank you.